Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do to the channel. Subscribe right now. Also like and share this live stream video. We got a lot to talk about today, and I just want to break a few things down. So everybody get ready, get your energy up. It's going down. Hold up. I forgot to put that on mute. Yeah, so if you didn't see the thumbnail, today I just labeled it, making better decisions. And there's three guys up there I just wanted to highlight on making better decisions in hip hop, that these decisions that they made, it ended up turning out for the better for these guys. And one of them is Mace. The other one I have up there is Chief Keef. And like we all know, J. Cole. So the reason why I put those on the thumbnail is because when it comes to Mace, I feel like there was a point in time in hip hop when Mace chose to, you know, take the religious route and just try to find himself in religion and find himself outside of hip hop due to the things that was happening around him. Now, as the audience stared on and his fans stared on, you also had outside people that didn't really, they just brought jokes into it and, oh, he's running to the church, this and that, back to church and this and that. But when you really look back now, Mace was ahead of his time in thinking. He knew what was around him and it didn't feel right. His aura was being interrupted by things that maybe he didn't see himself being a part of, or maybe just the energy around him. Because when you really think about it, when Mace was at Bad Boy Records, it seems like Bad Boy just sucked all the swag that, it's kind of like they took everything out of Mace and it became the whole Bad Boy aura of some of the stuff that he brought to the table. And just him, saying, you know what, I'm gonna take a break from hip hop and I'm gonna find myself in the church. When you look back, it was one of the best decisions he ever made. And now look at him and Cameron with their dope podcast, and the numbers are constantly going up because he made the right decisions. It's all about making the right decisions. Now, the next one I wanted to talk about was Chief Keef. I mean, Chief Keef, we all know his first song took off when, in Chicago, where it's so, right now, it's like a war zone, and people are dying. It's more than just dying daily. They're dying by, it's almost up to time. Like they're dying like every half an hour and things like that because of just so many guns and gang violence. But Chief Keef took a different route when it was time for him, to take off. When his song took off with the Kanye and the world had their eyes on Chief Keef, Chief Keef chose to move out of his neighborhood and to move into another neighborhood, fly out, excuse me. I believe it's Miami, or he might be living somewhere else different now, but he chose to move from the place where he would have to protect himself and watch his back all the time. And it says a lot, because that little move right there made his life a whole lot better. Now, it's not saying that he doesn't have any problems with anybody, but it's just say, out of sight, out of mind. And you have to be that way when it comes to hip hop. Fame is the new poison. The more people know you that don't care for you, not the people that your supporters and your fans and the people that really, appreciate what you have to put out to them, but just the people that's just all the onlookers, the people looking in and don't really know what you're trying to push out there. They just see you for your whatever you present to or how you look. These are the people that you do not want around. That's when fame and pain clashes. Right there. That's when everything just goes crazy. Trust me when I tell you on that. And then we have J. Cole. Now, with J. Cole, we know the whole Kendrick and Drake battle. It's not to say, J. Cole could read the future. He just knew all of this stuff was going to happen. But sometimes when you feel the energy is just not in your placement, or you might have overstepped or said some things that might not serve you as a person or might not just be you, there's nothing wrong with being a man and just manning up and say, you know what, I'm backing out of this. I'm not jumping into this because this can go a little further than what people see it to be. Because look at it. How many times have Drake house got broken into? Now, that's not. This is not to say that this has anything to do with the Kendrick Lamar, but it definitely has everything to do with the energy of hip hop and the times we are living in now. You see, the energy of today is crash out energy. Like I told you guys, people are doing whatever it takes to do what they have to do, even if it means hurting themselves. And that's a crash out. That's a crash out mentality. So you're gonna see more bodyguards. Security guards in these times, it makes no sense even paying them because we had a point in time where people have the type of guns that's back in authority and police, and they have like guns that's in the army now. So you're looking at if you have a problem with somebody and for some reason you get your security up, it's no telling that that person could drive by or just sneak up on you guys. We're living in a war time. This is the time where you have to be mindful of what you say because of the intake that can arrive from it. So that's when and I'm not the type of person to say like I told you so, but I applaud J. Cole for just standing for what he believed in and not just necessarily going what the majority people want you to do, because everybody will throw you into the pit to fight, but when it's time to clean your wounds, ain't nobody there to wipe it off for you. So you got to be very mindful of that and know that if you're in here and you have your goal set somewhere else, don't let people distract you and just come in and do whatever, because look at the energy. What people don't realize about hip hop, every artist carries something that the other artist probably doesn't carry. And that's what makes you unique, especially when you're at the top. Not the people that's just trying to come in and sounding like each other, but the people that made it to these elite heights. These are the people that have something about them. Like even Kendrick and Drake. Look at it. Do you think that if you put Kendrick on a Drake platform, where meaning like just delivering the radio records and just the amount of deliveries and how he collaborated, it won't be the same. And if you put Drake on the Kendrick, where every now and then he drops a full body of work, it won't be the same. Everybody has their way of presenting themselves and their way of how people want to see them. I hear a lot of people talking about, oh, so what is Drake gonna do now? This culture is so ready for somebody to tear somebody down that they find it so exciting tearing somebody down. And usually with hip hop, they tear the wrong person down. It happens. I see this happening all the time, tearing the wrong people down. You're gonna tear somebody down for the wrongs. I wouldn't even say tear somebody down, but the wrongs that people are pointing out are not the important wrongs about the culture. There's other things that's affecting the culture that you don't have to stare into. It has to be a beef all the time. Like I woke up to this whole King Combs versus 50 Cent, and in my head I just chuckled because it's kind of like King Combs. Number one, that type of energy right now in your household, your family, is not needed. You guys are being scrutinized, and allegedly people are saying that you guys drugged other females, and your father is doing that. You're not at the point in the time where people can actually sit down and listen to you just go on some battle against 50 Cent. That's not it doesn't it's like, what are we doing here? What type of energy are we delivering here? Right now, if you the best advice I can give to King Combs, if you really wanted to make a mark in hip hop, be a better man than your father. That's the first thing you do. Be a better man than your father. And as a son, these are the things that you're supposed to be. You're supposed to at least be a little step up and take what was provided for you and make something more of it. Now you battling 50 Cent because you first of all, when they say that the old term, stay out of grown man's business. What 50 Cent has going on with your father is what 50 Cent has going on with your father. It's not really with you. It's not like you're a tough guy or anything. And those days of thinking, like I told you, with the security is over. People are very anxious at these times, and people are protect themselves by any means possible. It doesn't matter who you are, how big or tough you are. All them days is over. It's all about who's on who first. So just putting that type of energy out there, it ain't a good look, and I'm not behind it. I don't even want to see that type of battle, or it sounds crazy and it makes no sense to me. Number one, you have to upgrade your style a little bit, because at the end of the day, it sounds like you're a little doing the little Mace thing, and it ain't really all there. Like you can't be. I know you think the smooth thing, the waves and all that. You young, but with these allegations flying over your head, you're not that cool, bro. I'm just not to just not that cool. The cool kids right now are trying to make things work for themselves, building apps and doing things that serves their generation a better step up. Not just going on here dissing people and having these allegations over their head. I think the best thing for you guys to probably do at this point, being that you didn't say anything before, is just don't say anything at all until these allegations and everything gets cleared up. Why jump into a battle? You're not J. Cole, you're not Kendrick Lamar, you're not Drake, and the people don't look to you guys like that. Here and there you make some dope music, but it's just certain times people have to know the best times to do certain things. I think that was just very childish of you, and you should really overlook the things that you're saying, because you kind of it seems like on that side of like that side, it feels like just the way he came off with that. It's kind of like saying like you probably think that your father is innocent too, because I don't know what they're feeding you behind there, but it's still, the allegations are still in the air, and it's just bad timing on that. So that's all I would have to say with that one. That's bad timing, and I don't think nobody's really gonna pay attention to King Combs battling 50 Cent. I mean, come on, let's be serious. It's kind of like the other day I heard like Stevie J wants to fight 50 Cent. I mean, are you serious? You guys gonna have a lot more fighting to do in the future as the days progress and things start coming to the light. I don't think you fighting anybody or any other rapper is going to be the biggest fight of your life. The biggest fight of you guys' life will try to be is the feds. That's the biggest fight. My goodness. Did you guys get to see like over the weekend? Yeah, it was Mother's Day, and much love to all love to all the mothers out there doing the right thing. We need and love you guys. It's just we have to separate the real mothers from the other ones, the others, because I've seen a lot of weird stuff over the weekend. I mean, I done seen more kids shot. I seen in ATL they shot up a club and somebody got killed in the club. It's like the more gatherings I told you guys you go to, you have to know the majority of people. Go into the clubs and these gatherings at these times in places where people have all these guns. Once the alcohol settles in, the bullets, they come up. It's crazy. It is crazy. Stay by your family. Do things for your family, and whatever you have going for yourself. Stay focused on that instead of going out there and trying to celebrate all the time, because sometimes in these times celebration is not what we think it is. Everybody wants to celebrate. Everybody wants to enjoy their life, but there's a way of enjoying yourself without being interrupted by all these demons and the things that's going on in today's society. I'm seeing more and more kids dying to gun violence and drugs because of just misled by things they see on social media, and it's leading them down this rabbit hole of, wow, I don't think they're ever coming back. Kids are getting big time in jail now, more than ever. I mean, I'm talking 50, 60 years here. This is time that you can't get back. People don't understand that. You know, even a homeless man will have a story to tell. You in jail, we don't want to really hear that story. We've been hearing those stories time and time again, and after a while, it just amounts to the same thing. Nothing. Yeah, there's people that, come out of prison and make something of themselves. But when are we gonna keep doing saying the same old things and doing the same old things? It's not gonna work. It's really not gonna work for you. You might find yourself at a point where you're just living on the average society just because you wasted your time. You could have did something else and be where you want to be. A lot of people in these times are faking it. It makes no sense. And the faking it has become their real life now. People are, the faking has become their real life. Get up on here. I've seen more fake righteous people. Probably never seen a church in their life up here trying to tell people how they should live and all of that stuff. That's the type of stuff false teachers don't believe in none of that stuff. We have one. We have the biggest higher up is God. There's nobody else you have to really worry about. Everybody else, anything that comes in your way, you just handle it accordingly. That's how life works. And the way you take things, the way you intake things, and the way that should be your defense around anybody that comes in your way that tries to stop you from doing what you got to do. Remember, like I told you, God has soldiers too. God has soldiers too. It's not everybody just walking around humble. No, God has soldiers too. Sometimes God's work could mean taking all the bad demons out from your pathway. You got to get them out the way, man. Keep them out of your mind. A lot of these people that you see right now, like I would at this point, even if I was like, let's go back to King Combs. If my father had those allegations, you won't see me online like that. You won't see me just jumping out and especially talking about other people. You wouldn't. I'm more like, wow, I'm trying to figure things out. But it seems like with these allegations like the pink cocaine and this and that, when this type of stuff gets into your family, you already lost. People don't understand that. Once you let that type of stuff into your family, it doesn't matter about how much jail time, it's already over. It's already over. Your your kids they will never see a life of anything else if they can't look past this stuff. Having that power issue sometimes could be a demise. Try to tell people that it's not about having power all the time. That's why I said leaders. You see the thumbnail, leaders over bosses, because everybody's want to be this boss, and tell people what to do and push people around and tell them how they ain't got this, they ain't got that. But leaders are actually there doing it with you, helping you out, showing you how to do it. If a mistake happens, they're right there making the mistake with you. That's the difference between a leader. And hip hop likes to throw around a whole bunch of names they hear from, intelligent people that really live by these laws and rules. But usually what happens, they end up crashing because they only wear the shell of it. They never have it inside. And that's the difference between, you're going to see a lot of big changes happening from now until 2025. We might even see some of our biggest artists make type of mistakes that could cost them their life. We are living in those times. People don't understand that. I done seen I seen a little girl that got slashed, and she has this like expression on her face that she still doesn't understand what happened. Take a look at her. Little cute girl. This guy out of nowhere just slash her in the face like he got problems, he got mental health problems, he go slash the little girl in the face. That slash on her face will live with her forever. She'll never ever forget about that. That's trauma. It's not like you turn the newspaper and it goes away. When you turn the newspaper, she's still there hurt. She was just sitting in the hospital bed. Thank God she made it. And, nothing didn't get infected. She's still a beautiful little girl. But at the same point, it's like you have these crazy people around innocent people. It just it's a recipe for destruction. Soon what you will see is the laws in New York are very tough. But soon you're going to see more good people get into these altercations where they're going to be in the gun violence just protecting themselves. It has nothing to do about being a bad person wanting to protect yourself and your family. That's a natural and a regular thing to do if you have a heart. You want to protect your family. You want your kids to see things for what they actually are in these times. You don't want kids to be fooled because there's a lot of deception when it comes to social media. So the more deception that they take in, the more they would start believing this stuff. These people out here are fooling and tricking people. You got to be very careful. One of the biggest things that people are going in for right now is not being themselves. People are going to jail for not being themselves. Y'all understand what I mean? Fraud. When you do fraud, you're not being yourself. You pretend to be something else to get something from somebody to put in your pocket. That's one of the biggest. That's a federal fraud. Is federal. That's people are right now, as the world turns, people are going to jail for life sentences and long sentences for fraud, not being themselves, playing like they're somebody else, trying to go into somebody else's bank account, trying to steal from this person, trying to steal from that person, not knowing that AI every single day is getting smarter, catching up to them faster than they can even step ahead. Listen, guys, there's a new AI. They're gonna be catching every the. We're living in an era, and don't forget that I said this. I want you to keep this in mind. This is the data era, where your data is worth more than you as a person. Okay, and what I mean by that is there's a program. This is just one program for the police. It's called Trulio. You can look it up. Trulio. Anytime a police officer walks past you with the body cam, it takes everybody's data that so if he would just walk past you without you even knowing, he even knowing, and it just scanned you, it's grabbing everybody's data around. And at the end of the day when the police officer goes back, all that data is gathered, and now it has data of everybody there. And the more data they gather, the more it's easier to catch anybody. So crimes are being, it's going to drop from AI. But the only difference between it is with AI, it's kind of the reason why it's a little iffy is because it's kind of a little invasion of your privacy. And that's what's going to be pulled away from us. The way crimes are going, our privacy. Our privacy, we might feel means everything to us, but we don't understand that we are putting all our business out there little by little, day by day on social media in different places, and AI can gather it all and put it all in one. That's how AI works. It's not just a separated thing. Like, for example, the transcribes, you see those people, you see like when people have the transcribe and you see it pops up green with the words. For you to get that into your phone, you have to connect that with your YouTube. I won't connect AI with YouTube. I won't give permission because people's information or even with my website or in my website. So I would never connect an AI to that because then the AI can grab those people information. You have to protect the people that support you too. You hold a responsibility as a content creator, especially me as a fashion designer. If I'm selling my products, there's no way in hell if people are giving me their information, emails and things like that, I can't let that information out. So I would never attach an AI service connected to it. Even if that service says it could help organize all the clothes and make them look this, it doesn't matter. I would never put the AI to connect to it because it can grab the information. And people don't know that. They just AI this, AI that, and clicking everything, and their information is being held as data. I'm telling you from what I know, this is all true facts. Data, this is the data era. That's what they really want, your data. They can throw new money in the air. They can put a whole bunch of money in, and the bill keep going lower in debt. But it's your data that means everything. Your data is how you think. Your data is where you're gonna go. Your data is what your kids are gonna eat tomorrow. Your data is what you are looking to buy next. That's what people are after. So be very careful when they say, "Oh, it's just you're just doing a AI picture. Or you're just flipping a picture into something else." No, if you have to put a certain amount of information on that program even to get the free trial, don't do it. If you feel like you're not gonna use that for more than a year and you're just gonna do it, fill around with it a couple of months, don't do it. That is your data. That is important to what you have going. If you have a business, you don't need your certain data to be pushed out all over the place. The smartest people in this world right now are the Asians and Russians. Once your data goes out to anywhere over there and you have anything that they might need, it's a snap of a finger. AI can even stop electric cars. I've seen it on YouTube. You can punch it in where people are hacking into the car and they can stop the brakes, drive it. They take control of your dashboard. These are the things that we have to be aware of as we go into the 2025. It's not the fact of just having these new websites pop up here and there, and you just signing all over the place, signing new emails and quick things to do quicker. The easier it is to do something, it's going to be the easier it is for them to do something to you. The harder it is for you to get into something, the more you have to learn, it's the harder it is for something else to jump in there and disturb it, is what I'm saying. So be mindful of your information that you have out there. Be mindful of the people that want to harm you just because we're in a cyber war. I know we don't see it in our eyes and in our face, but it is a cyber war going on. And they want all of our data. You might say, oh, but I'm not doing that much. No, they want your data. They want your data. They want to know how many people's in your household. Because once they have this on you, they can do so much you don't even understand. You could be driving one day and the door is locked and it's in the car take you somewhere else. You don't know what's yet to come. Technology is very powerful when it's in the wrong hands. Trust me. Trust me on this, y'all. There's a lot of things I've been seeing and a lot of mistakes I've been seeing people make. And I'm like, wow, they don't even know they're doing that. They're just doing that for this, but this is what's going to come out of that. Yeah, you just signed up for that free thing, but now you're going to have a million ads added to your email. Why'd you sign up for that? It has your data. So just be careful, and I'm always going to keep you guys in tune on what's the new apps that's not worth just signing up for because maybe you can go somewhere else and get it. The best thing to do nowadays, if you want to take footage, you want screen record it. Screen record it. Screen recording it keeps all the data in your phone. It doesn't share the data. Wherever you have to share data is not what you want to do. And these times you see them trying to get into Drake's house. Anybody's house is easy to get to. There's nobody that can hide in America. If you want to get to your favorite celebrity's home, you can get the address. It's not going to be hard. That's 101 AI. You probably could pay somebody on Fiverr and they'll get you the address. That's how easy it is to get to anybody that you might see on the screen. So you want to protect that, and you want to make sure your information that you put out there is the only information that you want people to see, not anything else. That's all I wanted to tell you on that point. Hold on, can I get a little? But the energy is good. We still gonna try to take this weekend to some good energy, y'all. It's Monday, but I feel like we're going into we're gonna go into this week thinking a little better and a little smarter than we did last week. Because last week it was a lot of distractions. We didn't know what to do. We didn't know if to cheer for the fight or don't even buy the tickets. And that's where hip hop's at right now. You got a bunch of people beefing for behind the scenes reasons. It's like us as fans and supporters, we trying to enjoy ourselves, especially in these times. Ain't nobody got a whole bunch of. That's what people don't understand either. If you see Beyonce, Rihanna, um, Travis Scott, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, if you see them doing concerts in arenas, don't think that it's going to be a whole bunch of people going to a whole bunch of concerts. People don't have that type of money. That's one family event, maybe two family events for the year, and then everything else is more. Maybe the family want to take a trip, or maybe the family want to. We're not. It's not party celebration. I told you guys, it's not like that. So when you see it kind of goes the cream of the crop, gets the bulk of the sales in these times. Trust me, all the big gatherings, a lot of people, especially me myself, I'm not going to any big gatherings like that. Not only because I have anxiety, because I know the outcome of when the gathering is over. All the booze you've been sipping and you feel like you could take on the world. At the end of that, it's going to be chaos. We're seeing this day to day, man. It's not like people don't want to go to the clubs, but it's damn near you got to go to the club in a bulletproof. And what's the sense? When you get in the club, it's not even like y'all mingling and dancing with the ladies. Y'all standing there staring at each other with beef. Y'all got beef. Y'all ready to slide inside the club. You need to slide on the dance floor. All these beautiful women out here and people are shooting back and forth. That's not the type of place I wouldn't even put myself in. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is you got to find a party within your community, the party within your family. and have a few invites, but don't take it too far outside of your circle because that's when problems happen, especially in 2024. I know you want to go to the clubs. I heard that club was popping too, but I also heard that club is popping with bullets. And you want to be here to live another day. You don't want to be involved in those situations. If they killing little girls and slashing little girls, what do you think they care? I mean, nah, mm-mm. Don't be fooled. And don't put that, don't, and you know, the energy. Don't be, I've seen people, I seen a car speed by doing like 200 miles per hour, and the guy was probably drunk or on some kind of pills, and he crashes into like, he hits a lady, and he's in the demon. He's driving the demon, man. He's driving the demon, and he feel this is his first time he's taking the speed, and he's just going because some people don't have no cares for other people. We all make mistakes, especially when we was younger. We all make mistakes, but like I always tell you, not these type of mistakes. You can't go into life and just say, I don't care what happens to the next person besides me. The world wasn't just made for you. The world was made for everybody. People are finding themselves like following behind these people with these false narratives. They telling you one thing and they're living somewhere else. They live you got a good man that you can grow with and spend years with and have an enjoyable life. But meanwhile, you looking up to somebody on social media, they telling you it's one way, and when those doors close behind them, they fussing, fighting, arguing, throwing things at each other, popping pills, going wow, because the image that people present is not always necessarily the image that's really they are. I see so many happy families led astray because of social media because they thought this was how it's supposed to go. No, what the way you was doing it, the old school way, the old school, it was going good. That works for you. Why get rid of that because you see some people on social media? Happiness, you can't really tell if it's happiness just looking at it. You can't really tell. Just because somebody's smiling doesn't mean they're happy. People be smiling like this. You ain't happy. I know you ain't happy. Stop lying. Stop lying. True happiness, you kind of miss out on all the bad stuff. Like, yo, what happened? Who's battling who? Hold on. I just got out here with my shorty. We just came back. Who say who? Not, oh, you know everything that's going on social media. You come on now. Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? In these times, privacy is priceless. I told you guys. I told you everybody's gonna throw the pictures up, this and that on, and after a while, it's gonna get to a point where people are like, yo, pulling those pictures down. Like, nah, I'm keeping this private. I'm keeping this private. It's because people are all in other people's business. That's what's going on right now. A lot of faking it, and them demons losing. I'm be honest with you. I see it all day. Them demons are losing. It's like cash in time. The devil's cashing in. He's cashing in on them. It's just one by one, one by one, one by one, three by three. It's going down. You're seeing it every week, every week, every week. You don't know. I don't interrupt nobody. I don't know what these people did to get to where they gotta go. All I can say is I hope them the best. I wish them the best. Because I don't know. It could be my favorite artist next. I don't know what they've been up to. I do see a lot of rappers, I see a few dudes out there that they don't have really no sense of anything. They just about, they want their money. They thought the money, they thought the money. But the reality of it is the aura you build around yourself makes it how it shows how you could enjoy the money that you're receiving. If you build up this aura of you're like the toughest person on the planet, or you could do this to that person, or you got beef with that person, or you disrespected that person, and robbed this person for this, took this from this person. You gotta watch your back. All that money is gonna have to go into lawyer fees, security, and some kind of way. You're traveling some kind of way where you can travel and not bump into these people. You have to build your life around what other people think about you. Does that sound good? Does that sound even a way to live? It doesn't sound good. It really doesn't sound good. Let me see what. I know. People, I see that all the time. People depend on other people to be happy. How are you going to depend on somebody else to be happy? If that's the case, you will never be happy. You got to snatch your happiness out here. Are you kidding me? There's no way in hell I would want to be a part of just a culture that's surrounded by people that want to take from you, or just have these demonic ways of living their life. A lot of these people aren't even religious. I'm gonna be honest with you. They don't believe in God. They don't. I don't even think they believe in themselves. They just getting on here and they pushing their hurt out on their supporters and pushing their hurt out on people so they can feel in a comfortable space. But when those people show, wait, I'm not like this. I'm not getting into that. You know, a good episode. I don't know if you guys seen this over the weekend. I seen Juiceman. He was doing a podcast with this girl from Atlanta. Damn, the name of the, hold on. I want to get it right too. Oh, I think her name, it was called Black Cars. Um, but he was doing a podcast, and he was just telling about his life. And Juice Man, he has diabetes. He suffers from diabetes, and he's found a way to live his life according to his the diabetes. And I thought about that. Like, he knew what candies to eat, and you have to organize your life according to how you are, how you live. And I just commended him because he took off the route of going the wrong way, of doing all the selling all the drugs, this and that. And he's with his family. He's been with his wife, I believe he says 16 years, three daughters or something like that. These are the rappers that you're not gonna hear in the forefront, because these are the rappers that actually made a change in their life, and they see something different and they're going that route. No matter if they're in the front of the camera or behind the camera, it doesn't matter. They change their life, and they're more living towards what would better suit them. So I gotta really give a big shout out to Juice Man, and because especially in Atlanta, it's been a lot of pills and things like that that took people's careers, took people's lives, and I'm just glad to see, because he was one of my favorites. And I'm glad to see that he is making new music. He just, at least on the show, he played a new song that he's gonna be releasing. So he is bringing back that juice for everybody that loved his first opening. He is bringing back that energy, but this time around, that energy comes with a clear mind. It's gonna be way better music. These are the people that people should stand up for and say champion these people, because yeah, they came in the game, they probably made some mistakes along the way, but they cleaned themselves up, and now they're back with a better energy and a clear set. Of course you're gonna get better music. You're gonna get the dopest music when a person has a better clear mindset. All the drug music, that's just numb music to keep you numb, and that's cool too at certain points, but you can't be numb forever. You can't be numb forever. It's just the way it goes, man. So you got to check that out. He was on a podcast, and it's new. It's only about 3 4 days old, Juice Man, and it's really good. He drove through his neighborhood. He went to 3 different places, and they all had love for him. When you can go back into your neighborhood and people just got that love for you, you can feel the difference in love, and you ain't really gotta watch your back for enemies or a whole bunch of security all over the place looking up in the roofs, and you don't need that. When you put out good to people, you always like in turn get that energy back. God always gonna bless the people that put out good energy. Trust me. If you're good hearted, don't change. Don't become black hearted because of society. Keep that good heart, and you'll see things coming your way. Things. It's not necessarily always money that comes your way, but if money is the thing that puts an extra brick on that bridge to so it can be a complete bridge, and it could be, then I'm pretty sure God will always bless you. But sometimes you don't even know what you need, and God gave it to you already, and you just got to find what he gave to you and make the best use of it. That's what life's all about. That's what life's all about. You guys, I got more crew necks in stock, and I told you this week I got a surprise for you guys. So you got, and also I got your email. Let me see. I think his name is Ruben. I believe it's Ruben. Ruben, I believe that we checked as far as your credit card and everything, use a different credit card, because in the I'm telling you guys, with all the fraud, everything going down, Shopify is very strict. If the card feels like, if they feel like it's faulty, I can't just push it through. So try using another card. And I seen your order. I seen your order. Trust me, I seen your order. You have it was the two crew necks, the black and the white one. I seen the order, but the reason why it's not going through, try using another credit card, because for some reason they might feel like that card is not what it is. But I did see. I know you've been hitting me up over the weekend with the email. I seen you. So just try using a different card, and I got you. Any more questions on that? You can always hit me on my gram, or you can just email me back again, and I'll be taking. Because I know I have. When I look at my email right now, I know I have a lot of questions to answer on that side too. So I'm gonna be doing that after I get off of this live. So if you do, make sure when you put in these orders, and also I have a thing. I told you guys, you don't have to pay for it all at once. You can pay in payments if you get a bulk of stuff, but it has to be, especially in these times with Shopify, um, they're being very strict. You can't just put any credit card and just, people have these scam credit cards and they'll swipe it out. It's not really about the money for me, even though it is about the money and growing, but it has to be. It's more being legit. I just don't want to take that type of having a fashion line, having a clothing brand. It comes with a big responsibilities. You have to make sure that every order is correct, and you won't get in trouble for any order. So that's what. And I also guarantee, something should happen to you guys. Thing along the way. That's the reason why you do get a second one sent to you, because these are type of things that we insure because of just being legitimate. Okay, so I'm gonna look back and send me. You can send me an email today, Ruben, and I'll check that out and see what's going on. I know shouts out to Brooklyn. I seen it. Trust me, I seen it from Brooklyn. I seen it. But I believe that they're not letting that go through because of the credit card. Now I could push certain things through, but I just would rather you use a different card. So yeah, we have a week. This week, we're gonna be. I could see this week being something crazy, because it's like the energy. Everybody has this versus energy on them right now, that we need to get this building energy about going on, because it's. I think hip hop should have so many different other openings for people to go into instead of just being the rapper. We need more DJs. We need more promoters. We just need more people in places, the youth in places where they can have some kind of structure. Just putting a new song as a new artist on YouTube doesn't necessarily mean that you're solidified in there. We need some place where people get solidified in hip hop, so we can have a better choices of music that's coming out. There's a lot of good stuff that's on the market right now, but it's so spread out. You got to find it, because you have to go through so many people that sound alike, that you're trying to find the. And sometimes what happens to me is I kind of like the person song, and then they sound like somebody else. I'm like, oh, they sound like this person, and I kind of like this first song that I like. But support somebody that you can relate to, and somebody that can uplift you. Don't support the people that's going to pull you down and make you comfortable in a place where you don't really want to be in these times. You want to push ahead, not get left behind. That's what it's all about. Um, because like I always tell you, the birds are chirping and the alcoholics are burping. But in these times, people want our privacy, y'all. They want to snatch our privacy away, man. I see it all the time. In these times, your privacy is counts for a whole lot, man. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you. You'd be surprised. You want to get out to the party. They right now, with this cyber war, it's more about people just grabbing information. And I guess they're selling to the ad companies. I don't know what the hell they're doing with it. But they're selling body parts. I don't know what they're doing. But all I know, they're doing nonsense and foolishness that we don't know about. And you have to be very aware. They scamming old people with these voice made up stuff. Mm-mm. All that stuff you have to be very aware of. Now, back on the hip hop, I really couldn't believe that, y'all, with the whole King Combs thing. Like, really? I looked at it different. I was just like, man, like, that's where y'all at? You had enough time to concentrate on saying something back about 50 Cent because he says something about Diddy. And I thought about that and I was just like, it's either something we don't know or they just don't care. They're looking at it like the money is power. And only we would know the with the outcome, how much power a person has with that amount of money, with these amount of allegations, who will win, the feds or will Bad Boy win or Diddy win? Would it be beating the feds? With the last person that beat the feds was Irv Gotti, right? But so would it be he? Do you feel like he's gonna beat this whole thing and he grabs his power back, the Diddy power, or do you feel like it's just gonna be a stretched out thing and the feds eventually would come in and just start swooping? I don't know. I really don't know. Been watching it for a while and it's just been like I see the temperature out there. I see the types of conversations that surround these issues, and some of them are sad because for the most part people don't even, they feel like, being that the ladies are, you see ladies, a lot of people, I'm gonna say everybody, but you see a lot of females on the online, like half naked and things like that. It doesn't mean that you can take advantage of people because you feel like not every female is like that. You can't just go along and treat somebody like somebody else. I think the first thing that's missing with all of that is respect. Have some respect for the person that you're dealing with or the person that you're trying to deal with. Because and if somebody doesn't like you, it doesn't mean if you have $1 billion that everybody's supposed to like you. If somebody doesn't like you, you take heed in that and you move on to the next person. You can't in this world. You no matter money can't buy everything. You can't just have everything you want the way you want it all of the time. Yeah, you might be able to access things that might be purchasable, or, or that could be purchased, but you're not gonna be able to, let's say, live a long life with that type of energy. It's always going to be somebody that's going to challenge you to a point where they want to take something from you, or if you took something from somebody else, the repercussions of that is somebody going to take something from you. We living in some crazy, crazy times, man. Some really, really crazy times. People with that bad energy, they're going to meet their demise. Trust me. All that, I'm better than you. This is, I'm taking this from you, or if you did somebody bad in the past, yeah, you got to watch your back, because it's definitely crash out season. Like people feel like it's this or nothing else. Like people don't. A lot of people don't have choices. A lot of people, they don't see further than what's presented in front of them, and that's the reason why they can't get further in their life. Sometimes you got to leave all the stuff behind and just thank God that you wasn't a part of it. Thank God that you didn't get onto that, because you could have been in a position that it could have held you back or hurt you. Now you have to move on from that. Stop staying in that place. Stop being around the same people that's going to hurt you. And people don't see it that way. Entertainment's cool. It's good to be entertained. But when you're jumping in it for yourself, you have to understand the people around you. If you don't have a strong system around you, you're gonna get lost. You're gonna get lost. That's the way I see it. Sometimes you gotta thank God for the things that He stopped you from doing, or He put you in a different route, and you have to abide by that route and don't turn around for those people. Eventually, people will see it. I see that. I see it happening all the time. People have a certain thoughts towards a person, and by the end of the week, they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that happened." And now their thoughts change because they was thinking through their trauma. They wasn't thinking clearly. A lot of people out here got a lot of trauma to deal with. And we see it all the time. If you're dealing with trauma and you're dealing with things at home, do you really think that you can go out there and make the best judgment on anything? No, you're not gonna have a good relationship. You're not gonna be able to talk to people, even outside just socializing, because you have so many things weighing you down. And these times we got to get that weight off of our back and then go out there like a free bird and just be who God put you here to be. All that other stuff, it will eventually tank. It's going to go down, man. All the I'm better than you. I got this whip. I got these chains. Those are all the stuff that attract the demons to take people's lives and do things like that. Don't be attracted to things that's gonna cause you harm. It's cool to have diamonds and it's cool to have certain places, but it's not cool to have that stuff in a place where nobody else has it, or a place where that is looked upon as a come up, or people are gonna do something to you to take that from you. It doesn't make sense. But the first thing you should do is put yourself in a place where you can enjoy the life that you want to live. Work for that first before you work for the ornaments and the accessories to put around it. Because none of that stuff makes you a man. None of that stuff is fulfilling that makes a man a man. Just because you have a whole bunch of watches, or it doesn't really it doesn't really say too much. Yeah, it could probably attract the wrong types, but usually a female or a male, it's always the attraction. Really, it's when people get that attraction inside, the stuff that you can't see. When you break it down with somebody and chop it up with somebody and find that you have a lot of things similar and you have a lot of beliefs in common, these are the things that make you stick together, not what you're wearing on your neck. Because these things could always change. This could turn into platinum, this could turn into a t-shirt, this could be a snapback. But who I am as a person is always going to be the same. It's not really about presenting your best self. It's all about living your best self. People are presenting and taking pictures and acting these certain ways, but when the camera's off, they back to the same nonsense. And it's easy to fool the younger generation too, because they're trying to find their way. They're trying. And so many other people. I'm seeing that hip hop is not the only thing you can do to better yourself in life. Yeah, you might see a whole bunch of money being thrown, but you also got to remember there's other jobs around music, art, entertainment, sports, other jobs around it that you can make yourself, you could prosper off of and have a better life and not so many people weighing you down. Trust me, it is. It's like, especially like with brands too. I won't necessarily tell a clothing brand in these times just automatically run straight towards like a hip hop artist or try to get it on the backs of everybody in hip hop. I would tell you to build up your fan base organically, because hip hop likes to throw people away so quickly. And it's a shame, but it is what it is. It's like 1 minute you're up here and the next minute they're trying to pull you down. Meanwhile, how it should be is you're up here and you should move to the left or to the right a little bit and make space, and another person come there, move to the side, another person come. But they like to tear people down, making it only that there's only one or two people up there. What sense does that make? So now if I put a if and I think that's one of the reasons why, like, brands like Fubu and things like that. Fubu could have been a black owned brand that keep going, but people are so quick to, oh, that's out of style, this out of style, not even waiting until designers, put a new style with it. It's kind of like you're saying that's out of style. No, it's not really that it's out of style. When you're a designer, you could always design in style. But it's just kind of like you can't tear a brand down and want people to send out that same energy. This energy that goes into this clothes that we make. So if somebody is saying that this and that, it's not like this anymore, it's like kind of like you didn't even believe in the brand from the first place. What do you mean it's not like this and that anymore? The brand is growing just like humans grow. Just like we grow, the brand grows. It's like Nike. Nike's been here forever. Nobody's tearing down their brand. You want to know why? Because they can't. It's been here throughout generations. And Nike didn't start with just hip hop. It started with the whole outlook of Nike was making athletes comfortable when they're running track, making it more comfortable when they run. They had a goal. It's not like they had like, oh, I'm gonna throw it on the back of this, just throw it on the back of Pele Pele. No, it's not. It's not just about that. It's all about their purpose was to, when a athlete puts the Nike on, like, oh, these feel better. That right there, check, check. Once you put it on, oh, these feel good. Check. That's a check. You already was attracted to way they look, and now you put it on and they feel good too. Oh, that's a check. So they had different outlooks. It's not about the brightest color Nike or having the biggest superstar wear that Nike. No, it's all about when they put that Nike on, does it feel better than the other sneakers they were wearing before? If it does, then their job is accomplished. So when you see people have brands, like a lot of people are scared to put their brands in certain places because people like to tear people brand down and their dreams down and everything that they worked hard for. I see it all the time. People are so ready to cancel. Oh, let's cancel, let's cancel. Meanwhile, they can't really cancel anything. You can't really cancel what God has in set for somebody else. The only thing you're canceling is yourself. You're canceling yourself out of the situation because other people are not going to always necessarily go with what you think. They're going to look like, oh no, you're canceled. Let me get another hoodie. It's kind of like, what are we doing here? We can't always get used to tearing brands down, tearing people down, because then we'll have no outcome but destruction. It's easy to do that stuff. I never seen they'll pour a whole bunch of guns in the lower end, in the lower income communities, but they never throw some money over there and see what the kids will do with it. See if they will buy those computers they say that the kids don't know about. Are you gonna put some places for those people to build over there? Or are you just talking? Are you just because I don't they getting more guns than the army getting. I don't I one in the army the soldier probably get one, two, three guns. These kids they got it look like they got trunks full of guns. Nah, man, you be and talk about the amount of young people that got shot within last year and this year. It's sad within itself. But I look at it every day. I'm like, man, it's always something that's just like, wow, an old lady, you shot her. Like, why? They're not even hitting their target. It's kind of like this demon energy. That's just. I know their parents are embarrassed. Your parents gotta be embarrassed. Not only did they didn't raise you right, but they probably wasn't raised right. The hurt throughout your family it's reeking. You can't expect people to wanna to come together when there's people out there in the world that's they just sitting there in this slump of hurt and they're just hurting other people for the hell of it. No, you go along with them people that up to the foolishness. Trust me, their views are up. They go over there with the foolishness. We don't got time for that. All we doing over here is elevating our minds to getting a better set because them people with all the foolishness, in the end of the day, they're gonna be the ones hurt. And they're gonna be looking over and yeah, people are gonna still help them, but at the end of the day, they did all that foolishness the whole time. And now you pay that back, that foolishness and all the things you hurt, the people you hurt, you gotta pay that back in society. I don't got time for that. We elevating. We not going back there. That stuff back there gets you in trouble, man. That stuff is no good. Yeah, it's funny at first, but if you ain't a comedian, how funny is it? How funny is it? You over there joking on somebody, and meanwhile the same guy's creeping, and when you get in your car at night, you gotta watch your back, look through the mirror. He's in your back seat with the hoodie on, black hoodie. He's in your back seat. He's ready to crash out. You're the guy. You're the victim. Do you want to get to that point? No, we don't want to get to that point. We want to get to a point where we like, oh wow, I remember it was wow back then, but you know we got here though. If we keep staying at that point, then hip hop is gonna get treated like the McDonald's syndrome. Like when it gets people get to a certain age, it just keeps start selling to younger folks. As time goes on, it keeps going younger and younger. So when these young folks go to this point, then it gets younger and younger because they know at a certain age, people are worrying about their health. They're not eating any more McDonald's or anything. So now they just start selling back to the youth that's coming up now, and it's just like a whole cycle. Now the smarter the youth get, McDonald's will probably run out of business or make their stuff more healthier because they're like, no, I'm not. I'm eating what my pops is eating. I'm eating what my mom's eating. They'll catch up a little faster and they'll become more ahead of how we get. But if we sit back and let them just, they're falling further, going further and further back as technology is making things easier. It makes them less more wanting to put more time and effort into things because technology is making it easier for them. It's kind of like massaging and numbing them to for failure. Social media has took out the the sense of you just wanting to figure things out. It figured it out for you and it's not necessarily not always right. It's not always right. Some things that need to be figured out comes from a human standpoint. You can't figure out a person's energy through the computer. That's artificial energy. Human energy is within us and around us. So we lose that. We lose that the more we go to social media for help. Y'all make sure, all you guys, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. I got a lot of things coming this week. We got a lot to talk about this week, and we got a lot of new things to show you guys. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I will be dropping some new looks this week. It might be even starting tomorrow. I don't know. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting. These manufacturers be taking forever. But yeah. So I'm about to get out of here for the day. Tomorrow, well, it's Wednesday, excuse me. I'll see you guys Wednesday. I might have another animation. I'm going to have another animation for you guys this week. I'm just looking at it. Might have something. I'm not going to give it up, but I have an idea for an animation that I'm going to present to you guys. And like I always tell you, under this live stream, you'll be able to see the link from the website, the shop, and you guys can go over there and support the brand. Because as a fashion designer, man, it's hard in these YouTube streets. But we going to make it. We going to get all the way to the top, and we going to bring our peoples up with us. You know what I mean? All my dreamers and dreamettes. So until next time, it's your boy Mickey made it. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And get your drip right. Love y'all. Peace.